Alright, so today we're talking about two of the probably most important aspects of photography, lighting and composition. And that brings me to the meaning of this channel, which is photography and how to do photography. And like I said, I'm gonna try to do more of these kind of videos that basically explain what this craft is and teaches you or reminds you of how photography is actually and what is important. Not the megapixels, not the lenses, not the camera sensors and so on and so forth, but the composition, the lighting, the let's say settings that you're using to be able to capture the image that you want to capture. And if you hear a scratch right now, it's my beautiful little pumpkin who's trying to get out, and I'm gonna let her out. Just give me 1 second. Out. Down. Thank you. Now, back with what I was saying, lighting and composition. And I'm sorry for my voice. I came up with a little bit of allergies. I do it all the time, every spring. But I hope that this sounds as clear as possible. So lighting and composition are the two aspects that I'm always interested in when I'm going out to shoot. And it makes things easier if you know exactly what you're after, and if it makes sense. You should go out and shoot all day, every day, no matter the time of the day, no matter if it's midday or a sunset on sunrise or dawn or dusk. The thing is, every part of this entire complex concept of photography is based on lighting and composition, because let's say amazing lighting can save a bad composition, as well as bad lighting can destroy an amazing composition. And I'm gonna show you a few examples throughout this video. I am not perfect, and I'm missing stuff from time to time. I actually learn from that and try to get better every day. So we'll talk on those. But what is lighting? And lighting can be, many things. It can be a natural light, like I'm using right now to film this video. It can also be a artificial light that I can use to basically change the mood of this scene that you are seeing right now. And it also can be a very flashy light that comes out of our flashes or strobes or whatever monolights we're using. And that is a very powerful light, sometimes able to basically compete with the sun. And we're gonna get in another video in all those HSS stuff that you can use to basically overpower the sun and create some images that, if you are not using that kind of light, you might not be able to. But today we're only talking about the essentials. So all these lights can change the mood, can change the look of an image, can basically tell the viewer that you wanna evoke something through that frame. Now, a good lighting, like I said, can save a bad frame, and I am the best example on that. This studio is not exactly what I was, expecting when I started the thing, because I crowded a lot of things in. I'm trying to declutter, but it's still very hard because I need all those things. And if I'm using a good source of light and a little bit of, lights like the one behind me that can, help change the mood and maybe create a better frame for you guys, I'm happy. And that I consider good lighting, a lighting that can save the composition, the framing, and even if it's not perfect and it's a bit cluttered, good lighting can detract from that and create a better view of what I'm trying to evoke. Now, you should always look for the light, and like I said, it's important to have good light in your photos. They can break or they can make a photo. And composition is important as well. Well, maybe not as important, but if you are not able to determine where to put your subject in the photo, or even worse than that, what is the subject of your photo, that will make the viewer, say, a little bit confused of what you are trying to say to the photo. And you probably saw a lot of photos in magazines, on the internet, on social media, in newspapers, from, let's say, the protests of Black Lives Matter that happened a couple of years ago. And some of them were so powerful that you will probably make you tear up a little bit. Others, though, they were a bit confusing and you didn't know what to look at and you didn't understand exactly what the photographer wanted to tell, what was the story behind that frame. And they say that a photograph can tell 1,000 words. It's not exactly the quote, but you get the point. And I am very, very keen to believe that because I made photos that I could see exactly what happened and I could tell the story through one frame, when sometimes I am making photos that I believe they're amazing, and when I'm looking back to it, what was I trying to say through this photo? What was the meaning? What was the subject? What was the story? And composition, in my opinion, tells the story of a photograph. There's some rules that you can follow, the rule of thirds, the golden rule, and so on and so forth. But those rules are, like any rules, made to be broken. And to be able to break those rules, you should know what the rules are. I'm not gonna get through all that. There's so many videos, and I think everyone on any photography channel explained at least once what the golden rule is and what the rule of thirds and so on and so forth. But those rules are meant to be known, and maybe if you know how to broken. And I'm usually shooting based on the rule of thirds. I don't know, my style conveyed with that kind of concept of putting the subject in the points of the rule of thirds, in the thirds of the photo. And for me, that makes a photo a little bit more enticing, at least in my eyes, and I didn't have any kind of complaints with that. But I am breaking that rule very often, and when I do it because I know exactly how that rule works. And if I'm moving my subject in a different place, I am pretty sure that it's still the one that people were gonna throw their eyes to, and the one that will attract the attention and tell the story of that photo. And that is the composition. Well, at some point you might confuse composition with framing, and in my opinion they're two different things. Composition is basically the subject of your framing, so it's basically what happens in the frame, while the framing is more like the scene that you want to capture for that subject. You can shoot a wide lens and you have a wider frame, or you can shoot a narrower focal length, and that will basically bring the subject a little bit close to the viewer's eyes and tell the story from a different point of view. So framing and compositions are different, and if you want me to do a video about framing, put your comments in the box down below and let me know, because I'm seeing less and less people commenting to these videos, and I am a bit confused. I thought you guys like photography. Now, lighting and composition are getting together very well. In different situations, different lighting situations can make different compositions look different, and I probably said different 5 times, but it's true. If you are choosing to shoot a scene at sunset and then you are trying the same scene in midday or at dusk or the blue hour, you will see that some of the detail and the story becomes totally different. The mood that image evokes, it's totally different. And that is important. I know a lot of photographers who are doing the exercise of shooting the same thing over and over and over again, different parts of the year, different parts of the day, different hours, and they realize how different the story is when though it's the same framing, let's say, the composition changes inside of it, the light is changing, and that is super important. So guys, as a let's say conclusion of all this blabbering, I believe that lighting and composition should be the only things that you should be aware of when you're going outside, you should work with when you're going outside. I heard a lot of photographers pushing people towards shooting at sunset or sunrise because that's the soft lights, because that's the golden light that basically makes everything look better. Well, while it's true, and I do love sunsets, I have a lot of photos. If you are checking my website, you will probably see a lot of photos shot before sunset, a few let's say 30 minutes, or after sunset, and I love those photos because are moody and soft, and the light is amazing. But it doesn't mean that midday can create beautiful photos, and I probably showed you a lot of them in this video, and I showed you a lot of them in all the videos that you can check in the playlist down below. So lighting and composition are getting very well together, and they should be used properly when it comes to telling a story. A good lighting can definitely make up for a bad composition, and a bad lighting can definitely break a photo even if the composition is amazing. And I know that some of you are into editing, some are not. So if you want to have an amazing photo straight out of your camera, a JPEG that you are proud of, choose great lighting no matter the time of the day, no matter where you are. Choose good lighting and use the light and the shadows and the highlights properly to evoke the emotion that you felt when you basically compose that frame. And yeah, that is very, very important. Guys, thank you so much again for watching these videos, and thank you for subscribing to the channel, and I'm hoping more of you will come here. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up to bump it a little bit up on the YouTube algorithm and have more people watching these videos, because they're important, and I think photography is getting traction a little bit more these days. So the more we have here, the better. And stay focused, my friends. I will definitely see you in a bit. Why did I raise this up? In a bit? Oh, it's a bit of a camera. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Bye-bye.